What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be installing the distributor in our Chevy 350 build. Now the last video we got the intake manifold on, which means we are ready to put the distributor in. Now right here is our brand new distributor that's going to be going in this engine. And this is the old distributor that we took out of the engine originally. I barely even want to touch this thing, it's so gross, but good lord, look at that. So distributors are one of the most crucial parts of your engine. It handles all of your timing and your spark to the engine, and therefore there's a very specific way that you need to install it. On top of being responsible for delivering spark to the engine, it also controls your oil pump, which we installed a while back in the engine, fresh and new. But this is what actually handles driving it. So as always, quick disclaimer, this is my first time ever doing this, and therefore there's a good chance that mistakes will happen. But again, I've consumed tons and tons of information on exactly how to do this, so I'm putting my best foot forward and gonna do my best to install the distributor the right way the first time. Now, something that needs to be mentioned because this is critical to the function of the distributor and the engine, I foolishly assumed that top dead center would be when the two alignment points of the timing gears are point to point. But in fact, I was wrong, and according to GM's own manual, the cam gear mark needs to actually be facing straight up 180 degrees away from the crank gear. So the crank gear should be pointing up, and the cam gear needs to be pointing up, and that's when you reach top dead center for piston 1. Do I know why they did it that way? No, I have no idea. It makes no sense whatsoever. It would make way more sense for it to be point to point the way that you put the timing chain on, but no, apparently they just wanted to be different. And I can prove to you that that is the correct orientation because if I put my finger over the spark plug hole on cylinder 1 and crank this over so that timing point is right at the top, you're gonna hear some pressure. There you go. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. All right, so now that point is at the top dead center, literally and figuratively, and the crank gear is also pointing top dead center as well. So now we can put the distributor in. Now, as you slide this down into place, you want to remember that your vacuum should point towards the number 6 cylinder and your rotor should point roughly towards cylinder 1. And so what you want to do is make sure that this gets intertwined properly with that cam. So if I put it back here too far, we only get like halfway down, but if we go all the way forward, you can watch it rotate all the way. It's a much bigger rotation, and that's locked in. So now you may notice that it's not seated all the way here, and that's because it's not meshed properly with the oil pump down below. So in order to get that to mesh, all we have to do is slowly crank the engine manually and put a little bit of pressure down here to make sure that it does not come out of alignment with the cam gear, and it'll eventually just drop right into place. And there we go. Now all you have to do is put your cover back on, make sure to get these put back in and secure, and then just put your plug back on. So officially I did it. I installed the distributor in the 350. And that's why it's important to just try. Because if I had never tried, I would never know how to do that. And now I do know how to do that, and I know how to do it right. And that's really all working on cars is you gotta learn, you gotta start somewhere. The only way that other people learned how to do it is by doing it. So the best way for you to learn too is to go out there and do it yourself. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, I hope you join me along for the rest of the videos where I finish building this 350 and put it back into the 75 Camaro behind me here. I've made a ton of videos working on this thing so far, and I have a ton of videos to go. So I hope you join me for the journey. And other than that, I will see you guys next time in the next video. See ya.